Hello, everybody. Happy August. So, this is your guidance and insights for this month of August. And as you know, I'm Tanya Penny, and I'm a occupational therapist by degree, a illness and trauma guide, and a spiritual alchemist. And I'm so happy that you are here and you are watching this. So, we moved into the sign of Leo, and we're going to be in the sign of Leo for a good portion of August. In general, August is going to be a little bit messy, a little bit turbulent, and you're going to be called to, or not called to necessarily, but want to do less. And you're going to want to pare down your schedule and make sure that you're not over scheduling, over giving, and overdoing. It's going to help you this month to not be doing that in an even bigger way. And I'm going to say around mid-August, it gets a little bit bigger. This turbulent energy. So we're really wanting to put into practice those tools and those practices and routines that can help us to feel more grounded and centered and calm. Yeah. So Leo, this sign rules the heart. It's about courage. It's about sovereignty and leadership. It's also a very passionate, playful, creative energy. It's a fire energy, Leo is. So you're going to want to shine your light more or in a bigger way is what Leo is calling us to do this month. So in July, we were called to go more inward. And you want to think about August is we've done a lot more of the internal work, not that we're not going to continue that because we always will. But now we're able to, after doing this deeper inner work and having these deeper awarenesses and more clarity, now we're going to come external and shine your light, express yourself in a bigger way. And that's going to look different for everybody. For some of you, that might have to do with your work, your career, your business. For some of you, it's going to be expressing more, shining your light more in personal relationships. A partnership, perhaps. So again, it's going to be different for everybody. And you might get a little more insight specifically into what you are meant to focus on this month when you get your astrology chart done. And you can do that. There's lots of free places to do that. One of my favorite is called the Pattern app. And there's also Chani, C-H-A-N-I. So those are both apps that I like to use. And you can get a free copy of your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. And you're going to want to look, what house is your Leo in? Mine's in the 4th house, which has to do with home and family. It has to do with ancestors and the collective. So that is what it is for me. So you're going to want to look at your chart and see where Leo is in your chart and what house is in your Leo. So let's see, what else? So we're really going to be blasting out more energies that are not you. So again, more of those old limiting beliefs and fears, oftentimes from unresolved past wounds. And so we're going to be blasting out the lies and the limiting beliefs and soothing. I don't want to blast out your fears. We want to soothe your fears. So for some of you, it's going to feel like, look like you're being called to get in touch with your anger. I'm hearing and feeling a lot of like this repressed anger, which a lot of us have for various reasons. Many of us most children grew up not being able to express anger in a healthy way and not being shown how to do that. So we're going to be called to release deeper layers of anger at self and others. And with this also releasing that sense of powerlessness and victim energy. Because Leo, again, is all about leadership. It's all about sovereignty. And so this stuff has to go in a deeper way so that you can shine your light and fully express the soul you're here to express. So a few kind of key astrological dates this month, and then I did pull a card for this month as well. So today, August 2nd, when I'm recording this, there is Venus is moving into Uranus, and Venus is all about the divine feminine, It's about love and relationships. And Uranus is all about breakthrough energy, breakthrough disruption. So many of us are going to have deeper awarenesses and a deeper need to express again and to create more fairness and justice within our relationships, to have more of that love and beauty and connection in our relationships. And that could mean with self and or with others. Again, Venus is about love, self-love, and receiving, giving love with others. So we're really being called to stop the people pleasing and trying to make everybody else happy. And it really, again, needs to focus on, that piece of self-love is really trusting and following your own guidance and what kind of love, how you want to receive love, and opening to more, to receive more pleasure and more love in all the ways possible. And you're really being called to focus on your personal wants, needs, and desires, your own happiness, right? Again, that's going to require releasing deeper layers of that people pleaser. So also, again, really looking at what are those non-negotiable self-nurture or self-love or self-care, whatever word you want to use, routines and practices that will help you to stay nourished and will help you to stay healthy as possible. We had a bunch of solar flares last week, or I should say this week. And with this other disruptive energies that are coming, again, we're probably going to have more symptoms, either emotional and or physical, that might flare up during this time. And especially if there's a part of you that's resisting shining your light, expressing yourself in a bigger way this month. So that might be happening as well. And let's see what else. We have the new moon coming up on August 4th. And this new moon in Leo is about self-expansion. So kind of that same flavor, self-expansion, breaking free energy. And then, in order to fully shine our light again, we have to break free of these old structures, these old systems. And really what we're talking about is belief systems. So it's going to give you a burst of confidence, this new moon in Leo, so that you can get into that new project, that new creative energy. It might be the new relationship, the new job, but we're going to have a boost of confidence and more courage and strength to help us to go out there and begin that new cycle. Again, whether it's a project, etc., relationship, job. We're also going to be receiving, or I'm going to say be open to more new creative solutions to our quote unquote problems or issues. Those energies are going to be there to support you with that. And again, really examining and releasing on a deeper level all of those have tos, shoulds, and supposed tos that you've been conditioned with, that we've all been conditioned with since we were, babies, probably. So that's the new moon. And then we have the 8-8 Lionsgate, except this year it's even more powerful. It's the 8-8-8 Lionsgate because it's 224, which equals 8. And so this is called the Lionsgate portal, and the star Sirius is now coming into view. It started July 26th, and it goes through, I believe, the 8th. And so this is a bigger portal that's opening to bring us spiritual energies and spiritual support from what I call our unseen divine team. So know that is happening now up into the 8th being the strongest. Then we have the full moon in Aquarius on August 19th. And there's some other astrological things happening that day as well. I know just enough to be dangerous, but not enough. Like there's Venus and Virgo, Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. And again, this full moon is huge expansion energies, be open to sudden or unexpected surprises twists in the plot, things that you thought you knew and that you expected to happen and were pretty sure of it. It might be blown out of the water, might do a 180. So be open to that unexpected. But again, remember, you guys, it's all for you. Like this really, even if your ego or human wounded part thinks this is bad and you get triggered, every single thing is happening for your growth and evolution and for your highest good. So again, you're going to want to stay even more grounded, centered, calm, all of those practices that we've been talking about, tools and practices, so that you can ride this wave that is coming in mid-August, the big wave. Yeah. And then at the end of the month, we actually starting on August 31st. So Capricorn goes back retrograde. Pluto goes into retrograde Capricorn again. We came out in January into Aquarius. We're going back into Capricorn for the last time in a really long time. The last time this happened was 250 years ago. And again, this has to do with the end to the old patriarchy systems and energy so that we can co-create new systems based on equality and power for everybody, not just a few, right? So again, those patriarchal systems are coming down, and that is from August 31st to November 19th during the US election. No surprise. So the card for this month, love it, love it, love it. And again, I picked these at the beginning of the year for the whole year. I had no clue what was going to be going on astrologically this month, but it is beautifully aligned with these energies. And it's the card of guidance. And again, this is the Syrian Starseed Tarot deck. So it says, once we have met with reason and recognize the need for structure and order to bring discipline to the explosive creative process. So this is the month of creativity. We are seeking spiritual guidance to take us to the next level. For many walking the earth, this spiritual leadership is found in a priest, a shaman, or a guru who intervenes as an interpreter of Prime Creator. But we know now, we are conscious now that this connection to our source needs nobody in the middle anymore. And that the ultimate measure of one's spiritual direction comes from within. So again, we're really talking about clearing out all of that old gunk in a bigger way so that you can shine and express your true light, your soul light in essence. So there's that. And then it often says that throughout civilization, humans have erected great effigies of worship, like the Great Sphinx depicted in this key in the card. Within her mighty paws is the Buddha, one of the greatest master teachers ever to walk this realm. Perhaps the greatest lesson for the true seeker, that's you, that's me, is the Buddha. This teacher is the Buddha, one of the greatest master teachers ever to walk this plane. Perhaps the greatest lesson for us taught by Buddha is that we are the creators of our own harmony or suffering. And hence we are the cause and effect of our own karma. So my interpretation of that now is that unless you believe it, there is no longer karma, meaning there's no longer karma. I did this in a previous life, so now I'm going to pay for it in the next life, in this life. That doesn't exist anymore. The only karma that is still around is what we've carried forward from past lives in terms of old wounds that need resolution and healing. So that's my interpretation of karma at this time on the planet. And we can choose, here's the part that's important, we can choose how much we're going to suffer or how much we're going to be able to be in harmony with the changes we're being called to make. Right? So again, this month, it could be an even more turbulent, chaotic month for you if you are resisting the changes that your soul is calling you to make, right? So It goes on to say, guidance is about honoring the spiritual traditions that have served humanity throughout time in its quest to understand the spiritual meaning of life. And it goes into saying, for some of us, has to do with religion. And for some of us, it has to do with other forms of spirituality. So whatever that is for you, and we know that we all have a soul. We all have our own soul essence, our own spirit, again, whatever word you like to use. And we didn't come here to be like anybody else. We didn't come here to be like our family or even liked by our family. So you're here to shine your unique light. And that's why these systems are crumbling now. These old systems of the way things should be, all the power struggles, greed, etc. So this it goes on to say that the most holy, sacred connection is found within. And again, that's the connection with your soul, right? And receiving and following your soul's guidance, which requires to clear out those 3 Ps I always talk about: the perfection, people-pleasing, superhuman, and all those should, have tos, or supposed tos, all those limiting beliefs around money, around survival, etc. So some questions you might want to consider. Where do I find my spiritual guidance? What are my own connections and beliefs with creation, God, spirit? How do I co-create my own spiritual epiphanies? Am I being called to help others on their spiritual path? So some of you might be coming out of the closet or just coming out in a bigger way in your own spiritual businesses, which I know many of you have. Am I being called to help others on the spiritual path? Where do I place my faith? How do I perceive religious law and ceremony and even clear out some of that if it's not serving you anymore? What wisdom do I glean from the past as markers of my spiritual journey? Everything we've gone through, just a reminder, right? Every single thing we've experienced, are experiencing, or will experience in this lifetime is what our soul signed up for. Challenges, things to overcome, healing past lives as well, ancestry lines. Yeah, all of that. So looking at your past and how it has gotten you here today, right? And then the last question, am I living my truth? So that is the card, which goes beautifully with all the other energies astrologically I was talking about this month. And they're also just saying, remind them that you have, each and every one of you, a huge divine team. Unseen, but also seen on the planet. And, that's me, right? If you're listening to this, I'm part of your divine team, seen, right? Physically on the planet. Friends, other coaches, healers, the person that you run into at the grocery store. I mean, we have huge divine teams, seen and unseen, that are here supporting us on the journey that our soul has chosen. So if you would like more support this month, and again, they're reminding everybody, myself included, we can't do this alone. We're not meant to do this work alone, whether it's me or somebody else you get deeper support from. And again, we have that Venus energy happening this month that's really looking at love and relationships and fairness and equality. And are we in give and receive relationships? Are we getting the support that we desire and deserve? Whether that's physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally, etc. So this month's free workshop is on sleep struggles. So one of the biggest ascension symptoms and one of the biggest unresolved trauma symptoms that I've experienced and that you are likely experiencing is problems with sleep. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that and helping to clear out any limiting beliefs or fears that are keeping you from sleeping better, as well as other tips and tools. So I would love to support you in that. You can find the link for that below this. If you also want to consider a little bit deeper support, you might do a private session. I have a few available this month. And also, we have the Evolve Journey and the Transcend Trauma programs, which are a deep dive into receiving healing support, whether it's around past trauma, wounds, body, money, fill in the blank, really every life area. So The links for all of those are below. You can check those out. And I look forward to seeing and supporting you in a deeper way this month and beyond. And feel free to share this with anybody you feel would benefit. So, love you guys and sending you so much courage and compassion. And I'm just here to say, like, you've got this, right? You are a spiritual warrior. We are all people that are doing this deeper inner work, spiritual warriors. And we're then here to help others to do that in all the different ways that we are being guided to, depending on your soul's purpose for this life. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Be well. Namaste.